Welcome to the Unapologetic Man Podcast, the only podcast that's all about self-improvement, confidence, success, women, and being a man without making any apologies for it.
1, 2. A mic check a 1, 2. A mic check a 1, 2, 1, 2. A mic check a 1, 2. What is up, gentlemen? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the UMP. Thank you very much for joining me, and my job today is to get you fired up. Why aren't you motivated? What's going on in your life, dude? What the fuck are you doing? I'm going to talk to you about that today because I'm fired up right now, as you can tell. So if you don't want to get fired up because I'm fired up and you're just not in the mood to get fired up, then I suggest you click away right now because I'm fired up. And I want to get you absolutely pumped. I want to get you in your testosterone energy because, bro, you're lacking motivation, man, and I know why. And I'm going to help you through this. Your Uncle CoachMarkSing is going to lead the way. Why is it that I'm 45 years old and a lot of you guys listening are in your 20s? You're not even nearly as fired up as I am. It's because your carburetor ain't calibrated correctly, bro. Tendo, you run on testosterone. You run on that feeling of war running through your veins. And I'm here to call forth that warrior for you so that you feel good, because when you feel good, you're going to get super motivated to absolutely crush your goals, to continue going after what you want to go after without lacking motivation, feeling lazy, just not being into it, and just not feeling in the mood like you're a woman. And yes, indeed, when you're not in the mood and you let that stop you from doing what you want to do, you are in your feminine energy. So we are going to talk all about that today. You know what? I'm not going to even drop any plugs on my coaching program. I do it all the damn time. Let's just get right into it, boys. Let's just get right into it. So today I returned a pillow at Bed Bath & Beyond. And I walk in that place and there's the elevator music playing. There's fat chicks walking all around with their little aprons on. And the manager is this overweight, I'd say 23-year-old guy whose head is sunk deep into his shoulders. And I'm like, what's up, buddy? I need to return this pillow. And he's like, have you used it yet? And I was like, oh my God, dude, is this a man or a woman? And I could tell just by listening to the guy. And make no mistake now, I have a lot of compassion for people like this, but I could tell just by looking at the dude that he was fucking miserable. Absolutely in his feminine energy, overweight, unmotivated, just fucking bummed. And I could tell too that he was probably a virgin. Hey, nothing wrong with being a virgin. I was a virgin until I was 21, but this dude was suffering, man. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to put together a package for this dude, and I'm going to go deliver it to him personally. And I'm going to do what I can with the limited amount of time to help this dude out, because I could tell he's suffering to a deep level. And it kind of made me think about a lot of the coaching calls that I've been on, people meeting with me, coming into my 3-month coaching program. And certainly when they graduate, they don't act this way. But when I first talked to them, and it's been pretty prevalent over the last few weeks, there's just so much passivity, high voices, lack of motivation, just basically a lot of femininity being thrown around. And that's because our current lifestyles in the society that we live in. In fact, the way that advertising companies and marketing companies sell you shit is to put you in that feminine energy. For example, selling you a ton of sugar because sugar tastes good to your mouth. It's basically mouth pleasure, thus having you create fat, particularly around your belly, thus creating estrogen inside of you, thereby compromising your motivation, because motivation, being fired up, comes from motherfucking testosterone. So after Bed Bath & Beyond, I went to the gym and I started jacking motherfucking weights. And I had an absolutely awesome session. Do you lift weights? Are you really jacking those motherfucking weights? I'm talking about putting the war going through your veins, listening to some hardcore music, getting pumped the fuck up and jacking weights. If you're not, that's a problem right there. Listen, you are a carburetor who is calibrated to thrive off testosterone. And another thing, you come from a lineage of ancestors who were killers, who were warriors, who were fucking men, who went into what's hard because they knew when they did that, their lives would be easy. In fact, they didn't even try to do that. They had to do it. And that's why our ancestors thrive. So society has made it so easy for us not to be warriors, not to go lift weights, not to go do what's hard. It's too fucking easy. And because of that, we slip dangerously into our feminine energy. Now, the reason I'm so pumped up today is, yes, I jacked weights, but because I've been training for the last 3 to 4 months for this triathlon, and I've been really focusing on cardio. Well, because of that, I'd say I lost about 5%, maybe 10% of my muscle mass. And I was like, yo, this will not stand. Once this triathlon is done, I'm going to start jacking weights again. And God, I feel good. God, I feel good. So what I've calibrated, at least for me, and I found this out through doing tons of cardio, I found out that cardio is awesome. It makes you feel amazing. But in my opinion, weights have to come first. Now, I have no scientific evidence. Don't email me about it. I don't care what you know. This is just for me. And I want to tell you guys about my experience so that maybe you can relate it to yourself. The way I feel is that weightlifting should be number one because I believe that really jacks your testosterone, really gets you pumped the fuck up. And then what I'm doing now is I'm also doing cardio, which I never did before, but I'm doing it as kind of like a secondary kind of thing. And I feel fucking great. I was at the gym today doing shoulders and triceps, and holy God, I felt good. It's just like over the last few weeks, the testosterone has been ramping up and making me feel great. So there's a few things I want you guys to consider doing. First of all, if you don't lift weights, I cannot suggest it enough. In fact, I think it should be mandatory for every single dude because not only does it jack your testosterone, not only does it make you feel better, not only does it cut the body fat off your body, thus cutting down estrogen and increasing testosterone, but it also strengthens your skeleton, makes you live longer, strengthens your immune system. Everything about lifting weights is super fucking positive for you. And yes, I understand some of you dudes absolutely hate it. But once you get into it and once you start jacking those weights, and I'm about to give you some secret sauce as well, once you throw on that MarkSing secret sauce, believe me, bro, you will feel as I feel right now, and that is war pumping through my veins. All right, so here's a little secret sauce I want to give to you. I have curated, I have created, and I have put on Spotify a playlist called Mark's Lift Heavy Ass Weights. As of now, that bad Jackson has 567 likes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a song as song number one that's going to ease you into this like an old man into a warm bath because I don't want to scare you guys away with that hardcore music. And then we're going to make it a little harder. And my job is to get you fired up. So go to Spotify. Dude, Spotify's the shit for you guys who don't have it. Download that shit. Go to Mark's Lift Heavy Ass Weights. You can also search for me under MarkSing. And this is hardcore music, metal music. I know some of you guys don't like it. Here's what I suggest. Check the vagina in your pants and check your estrogen levels on your smartwatch because I think maybe they're a little high. If you want to be a fucking man, if you want to be a fucking warrior, you must listen to my playlist. I'm just kidding, of course. I know this kind of music isn't for everyone, but trust me, just go lift weights. Listen to the shit. Even if you don't have a membership, you can do usually 2-week free memberships. Go lift weights. The next thing I want to talk about is females. Gentlemen, when guys come into my program, it has been reported that their testosterone absolutely skyrockets. Why? Because they start doing what they're afraid to do, which is to approach women, talk to women, put yourself out there with women. So I'm not going to go off on a big tangent as I am apt to do about my 3-month coaching program. But bro, you don't even need to be in my program to start pushing yourself when it comes to women. Here's what I want you to do. Here is what's going to get you highly fucking motivated. And I'm going to tell you this. You don't get motivation first and then do the thing. You have to do the thing first and then you get motivated. So every day I want you to do something with women that makes your heart beat and makes you a little bit scared. So if you do something with a girl, approach a girl, compliment a girl, be slightly confrontational with people if you have to, and it makes your heart beat, that's a good thing. You're going in the right direction and you're going to find your testosterone will go up. Then you'll start getting more motivation. Another thing I want to suggest is not to fucking masturbate so much. You guys who have been listening for a long time, you know that I don't support no FAP, which means not to masturbate at all. I don't agree with that, but I do agree to hold it back until you're goddamn fucking horny. Like you're so horny, you'd fuck a snake if you could hold it straight. If that sheep you saw in your backyard the other day would just stop running around, you might think about doing that, man. You're so damn horny, it has crossed your mind from time to time. That fat girl who lives across the street is starting to look pretty damn hot when you know you're getting pretty horny. So here's my parameters, okay? And once again, this is just me. I'm not expecting you to do this, but this is what I do. I hold that shit in until I'm so horny that I start dreaming about it and I'm about to bust a nut in my dreams. Then I know it's either time to go have sex with Marissa or time to masturbate. So I think a lot of people masturbate too damn much. And then some dudes don't masturbate enough, in my opinion, because you need to release that shit. I personally think it's unhealthy. I read somewhere it's actually bad for your prostate not to do it at all, but balance, boys, balance. And you can use that shit as like fuel for your fire. Because when you start checking out like 7s and 6s, like even fat girls, and you're like, damn, dude, that ass is looking really good. I'm so horny, I'd fuck the flap on her arm. When you start thinking that way, you know that you have a lot of energy down there. And a lot of experts, when it comes to sexuality, kind of says that's where your male power is. It's in your balls. Actually, that's where testosterone is produced. Don't know if you knew that. So what I like to do is I like to like save that shit up and use it as like a power source for my masculinity. And then when I get like way too fucking horny, then I go ahead and release it and then charge back up again. Another thing I want you to do is listen to my recent episode about 15 ways to 15x your masculinity and your testosterone. That is super damn important. And that's the reason, once again, that a lot of you guys are lacking motivation. Is you're a carburetor who's getting too much estrogen squirted into it and you feel like shit. Like our boy at Bed Bath & Beyond, who, once again, I'm going to hook up because I feel damn sorry for the dude. I can tell the guy's miserable. Just like a lot of the guys I've been speaking to on the phone with my coaching program, fortunately, the vast majority of them are invited in with open arms, and now they're part of the brotherhood, a warrior-minded community that pushes each other to go into their fears, to do what's hard, because we understand that when you do what's hard, your life will be easy. When you do what's easy, your life will be hard. So to get pumped up, it's not about getting pumped up first. I have a lot of people ask me like, can you just motivate me? I don't want to do any of this work. Can you just like use this magic NLP on me and motivate me? Yes, I can. And here it is. You have to fucking do the thing first. Then you'll get the motivation to do more of it. Then you'll get the motivation to do even more of it. And it's a snowball that continues going and going. But make no mistake, boys, even though I'm pumped up at this very moment, I don't always feel this way. What I do is every day I do what's hard because I know by getting out there and doing, the motivation will come. Even when it comes to females, right? I tell you guys to open and eject, go talk to chicks, do something every day that makes your heart beat. You don't have to do the thing that makes your heart beat the very moment you get out of bed. The first thing to do is just get warmed up and go open a Sea Donkey and ask her real quickly, hey, do you know where the Pepsis are in this place? I'm looking for the sodas. Where are they? And she's like, oh, they're over there. And you're like, cool, thanks. Have a good day. That warms you up a little bit. And then you do a next harder thing. Before you know it, 25 minutes goes by. You're feeling really good. You got your state up. You got your testosterone up. You got your motivation up. And then you can go open a hot girl where your heart actually beats. And then when you go to bed that night, you smack yourself on the shoulder and you say, dude, you did it. You did it, brother. And you look yourself in the eyes and you say, you are my hero. Then what happens? Every day that snowballs and snowballs and snowballs, where you don't need motivation from MarkSing. You don't need to listen to this 5 more times to get yourself pumped up because you are internally pumped up. And that too is masculine. Being internally motivated, internally validated. The only opinion of you that matters is your opinion of yourself. If you care too much about what women think, if you're afraid of rejection, if you care what other people think and you're worried about other people listening and hearing you talking to a girl and get rejected, you are in your feminine energy. And again, brother, you are a carburetor who is dialed in to be into your masculine energy. I really believe that we as men, we are designed to be warriors. We are designed to be builders. We are designed to go outside into that darkness when something bumps up against the cabin and go kill that motherfucker. In fact, boys, here's a really interesting fact, and I want you to listen closely because I don't want you to misinterpret what I say. Did you know that killers often have a fan club of women who are super attracted to them? Remember Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker? He had like a whole fan base of chicks who wanted to have sex with him. Now, psychologists have looked at this and they said, why is this? And they determined that women are attracted to people who can kill. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and kill. I really want you to understand. I'm not telling you that. But just hear this. Women are attracted to men who can kill, which is to say warriors. So they're not only attracted to murderers, which is really weird, isn't it? That they're attracted to murderers. They're not attracted to the psychosis. They're attracted to the ability to kill because it's a level of survivability. And women are always attracted to men based on their survivability, right? I've told you guys that a million times. So when you're going into the gym, for example, when you're doing what's hard, when you're improving yourself and kicking ass and taking names, it's reflected in your very body language, your aura, your bearing, in your voice when you just talk to a girl, which is why women get attracted to me immediately without me having to look like a Greek god or without me even having to say anything beyond, hey, what's up? What's your name? Because I telegraph that and they can sense your testosterone. I really think that they can pick up on pheromones. They can fucking smell it and they can see it and they can sense it. They're designed that way. And they are attracted to the warrior within yourself. Have you guys ever went to the gym and lift weights and you're just having a really good session and then suddenly all these girls start checking you out, right? It's because your testosterone is going up. You're getting into that warrior mentality. Now, again, I'm not telling you to go be a killer, walk around and try to fight people, be angry. It's about having that presence, that bearing, that energy, that internal motivation that comes from you getting the right amount of testosterone squirt into your carburetor so that you're calibrated correctly. And again, that includes lifting weights, doing what's hard, being towards oriented, opening girls, going after goals, not giving a shit what people think of you. Yes, even sometimes being disagreeable and even doing what I'm about to do. Take this kid at Bed Bath & Beyond under my wing and say, hey, brother, I can tell you're suffering just by looking at you. His voice was so high. His head was held so low. He had so much body fat around his core. I can guarantee this dude is deep inside his estrogen, feeling like shit, popping out man boobs, looking like a chicken McNugget with tits, and just dreaming of having the ability to not only feel good, but to get girls attracted to him. I'm going to give that motherfucker that because I'm masculine. I'm the silverback who protects the tribe. I'm the leader of the unapologetic man army. And I want you to come join us, brother. So if you lack motivation, the first thing you should do is fucking act. Do something big. Do something that you would never do before when you're in your feminine energy. Whether that means building yourself to go open the hottest chick you see this weekend or joining my coaching program, it's your job to act. And from acting comes motivation because action creates testosterone, which creates war pumping through your veins, which creates the motivation. And motivation isn't even a good name. It should be purpose, ambition, drive, passion. That's what the fuck I'm talking about, boys. Once again, I want you to go to Spotify. Pull up my playlist, Mark's Lift Heavy Ass Weights. I have curated an exact playlist just for you. Started at song 1. I made sure to pick one that has some melody in it because I know a lot of you guys get a little bit butthurt when it's too much screaming. But listen to that shit. Go into the gym, jack some fucking weights, step into your masculinity. You are a goddamn warrior. So embrace that motherfucker and become him. And just watch what happens to your motivation then. Gentlemen, I do appreciate you listening. I drop podcasts on Mondays and Thursdays. I'm not going to even do a fucking exit because I'm too pumped. I'll see you in the next episode.